again, beautiful artists, and welcome back to another episode of Paint Along with Skye. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Skye, and I post beginning level acrylic tutorials here on YouTube every Saturday. So hit subscribe if you'd like to join the fun and paint along. Hit the bell icon to be notified when I post a new video. Okay, so it's almost February and we are going in a very Valentine's Day direction today with this absolutely adorable painting of Love Birds. We're going to start with a really simple and cute Valentine's Day themed background as well. I have my 3 standard brushes that I'm going to use for this course as per usual. So I have a large square brush, I have a medium-sized pointed brush, and then also a small detail brush. These are actually new detail brushes that I have. I'm sort of kicking it up a notch. Got one level up here as far as quality of brushes go, and this one is also very small. And I do like these brushes a lot. So there's a link in the description box below to a full materials list with everything that you need. And I'll also put a link in for my new brushes as well. So the colors that I'm going to use for the background, really simple. We're just going to start out with red, white, and black. Nothing too tricky whatsoever. Going to get my brushes in their water cup off the side of the screen here. I got my paper towels and I'm ready to go. Let's go ahead and start with our large brush, and we're going to mix up a light pink. Got my beautiful red here, and we want to go pretty light. And what we're going to do is we're going to draw a heart on our canvas, and we want to draw a really big heart. Okay, pretty much taking up the whole screen like so. And then on the inside of that heart, we are going to fill it in with light pink. And you just want to get your brush going in all different kinds of directions. And you want it to be very light. So I actually had some light pink on my brush, and then I grabbed just a little bit of white as well. So then I could get some variation there in my texture. Okay, just filling in that heart. How simple and easy is that? All right, gonna bring it all the way out to cover the line that I made. And I'm playing with light pink and white. A little bit of water always helps the paint go nice and smooth and soak in nicely to that canvas texture. Okay, getting the brush going all different directions and bringing it out to cover that sketch line. Okay, and then once we get to our little heart line that we drew, we're gonna go a step darker with our pink. So a little bit of a darker pink here. We're gonna go along that outside edge with that darker pink. And we're also going to blend it into the lighter pink a little bit. Okay, like so. It's a play, it's just a little bit kind of back and forth there, bringing it over here and back over there, the 2 different colors. This is what's called a gradation. So we're gradating from a light pink to a slightly darker light pink. Okay, and we want to keep that heart shape like so, but it's okay if it's a little bit messy and wonky. That's kind of the idea here. Okay, just it's almost like putting some love intent into the painting before we even get started. And I'm going to kind of finesse that shape a little bit here in a minute. It's a word I like to use here. Gotta finesse it. I worked with an artist who used to always say that about the paintings. So shout out to Amelia. Gotta finesse it. All right, bringing it down here into that heart shape like so. Okay, now I'm gonna take a little bit of white, just go right back in there, and I'm gonna finesse it. All right, I'm gonna create what looks a little bit more clearly like a heart, because we're kind of losing our shape here as we get crazy with all of our brush strokes, which is a good thing. But we're just gonna come right back in there and redefine that heart shape just slightly, about like so. That looks good to me. Okay, and taking some red along the edges, just making it look more like a heart. Okay, there we go. A little bit of red can help define that shape there, like so. Okay, that looks good. Now I'm pretty much all the way out to the outside edge. And what I'm going to do is actually mix up a darker red. So I'm gonna take some more red in here. Gonna add a little bit of white still, so I'm still working with pink, and I'm also gonna add a little bit of black. I'm gonna create a really pretty dark pink color. I'm gonna go on the outside edges with that very pretty pink. Very nice. You don't want to go too dark, otherwise it'll get a little bit muddy. Just a tiny bit of black. Look at that gorgeous dark pink tone. And we're just using that same brush stroke technique to fill our canvas in all the way to the outside edges. A little bit more black. Ooh, see, a little bit of black goes a long way. We get that very pretty kind of vignette effect of adding a little bit of shadow in the corners and along the outside edges. Having fun with today's background. Look at how pretty. Okay, very gentle here. Just little flicks of the wrist. Okay. That looks pretty good. And again, I'm just really trying to capture that heart shape and not lose it too much. There we go. If you make your heart shape too small, your birds are going to be pretty big and they may kind of obstruct the view of the shape. So keep that in mind too. You want a really big heart shape. But again, it's really just having fun with colors and getting messy and getting that all filled in. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit of red now just by itself, and I'm gonna add just a few little beautiful brush strokes on top of my dark pink edges. So I just have that really pretty bright pink, almost kind of looks like tree blossoms or something like that. It's kind of where my head's at. And just finish off this background, and then we are going to let this dry and take a short break. A little bit around the edges, like so. All right, that looks pretty good to me. So let's go ahead and let this dry, and we'll come back and add a whole bunch more. So I'll see everybody in a few. Okay, welcome back. I have a dry background and fresh colors on my palette paper here. I have phthalo green, a bright yellow, red, orange, and black and white. I also cleaned my brushes and got fresh water during break. Let's go ahead and start now with the branch that our birds are going to be sitting upon. So it's going to go pretty much dead center. We're going to use our medium-sized pointed brushes for that, and the color that we're going to use is going to be gray. So just black and white together, very simple. Okay, and the first thing that I'm going to do is kind of the bottom branch. I'm going to come from the bottom here, and I want to kind of curve my way here in the center part of that white heart that I created for myself. Then I'm going to go back and go over it a few times, and then I'm going to create a few of the little branches that come off the side here. And it's totally fine if it's not symmetrical. You actually don't want it to be symmetrical. It looks a little bit more whimsical and natural. You could try to copy both sides, but if it's a little bit different, because we're going to have our birds are going to be a little bit different too. Okay, I'm coming back in there and just thickening up that initial little branch shape with that gray, again, and my medium-sized pointed brush. Okay, like so. And then I'm going to grab my small brush. I'm going to do a couple fun little baby branches that are actually going to be shaped like hearts. How cute is that? So like so. on that side. And how about one on the other side as well? Super cute. And I wanted to create the shape with my small brush. I'm gonna grab my medium-sized pointed brush once again and just go back over that a little bit and thicken it up. Okay, that's looking very nice. Little hearts, super cute, very fun. Okay, now I'm going to rinse my brush. I'm going to create the main shape of my birds. Okay, so these are going to be dead center, and we want to place them pretty much right on that little branch that we just made for them. So let's go ahead and sketch that out with white, and I'm actually going to use my small brush for that. And we're going to go for teardrop shapes here with this main shape. And I'm going to start with my smaller bird. It's going to be on the right here. So I pretty much want to start here in the center. It's got a little drop of water. Got to be careful for that. That always happens. That's why we have a dry background, so we can just clean it right off. So right where I had my water drop, I'm going to do a little teardrop. So circular, kind of oval shape up here. And then a little teardrop shape like so. That was pretty good shape. Now you can kind of finesse it again as you begin to fill in the shape. But right now I'm going to kind of create a little sketch line like so. So it's sort of like a wonky teardrop. A slightly sideways teardrop. And then we're going to create a little heart. It's going to be half of a heart that's going to be his face later, or her face rather. I mean, or his. It can be any kind of couple that you have in your mind. But I'm going to do a little half heart shape like so. Super duper cute. And then from the top part, I'm going to create a little mohawk for this bird. And a few little tail feathers as well. Okay, that's where we're going to stop for now. As we start to fill in the shape, we're going to have a whole bunch more little details that we'll worry about later. Okay, and then they're going to be with their faces pressed right up to each other. Super cute, like lovebirds do. I just love lovebirds. They're so cute. I used to have one, but so I'm going to do one right next door here, squished up against that one's face. And I'm going to do, again, a teardrop shape, but this one is going to be slightly bigger. Okay, and I'm using white, easy to kind of adjust and or even potentially erase. So I want to have that body come all the way down just right on top of my little branch. And then from the top part here, again, creating a little mohawk, super cute, and some little tail feathers. Okay. And then the other side of this little heart. Super cute, right? Okay, let's go ahead and start filling this shape in, and we're going to really see it come together. So let's start with the beautiful green, our lovebird green here. I'm going to use my medium-sized brush for this to save myself a little bit of time. And I'm going to mix my phthalo green with some yellow and add a little bit of white. A little bit more on the phthalo side. And a little bit lighter. Lovebirds are actually a type of parrot. They're very, very smart. This beautiful green color. Okay, now I'm gonna just go in here into my little sketched area that I've created myself and fill in the shapes as they need to be. So these outside sections here of the bird are just gonna be done with this beautiful bright green. We're just bringing that all the way up to that other white line. And filling in our little sketch that we made for ourselves. Now I'm going to use my medium-sized brush to fill in these main shapes, like so. But then I'm going to grab a small brush and use that to fill in these smaller shapes, okay? Gives you a little bit more control. These very tiny brushes that I'm using definitely give you a lot of control, but they also take quite a long time to fill something in with, of course, because they hold less paint. So it's kind of a switch back and forth for me, because for the bigger sections, I like to kind of save a little bit of time and get those filled in a little bit more quickly. Okay, beautiful little tail feathers, super cute. Like so. It's okay if it overlaps your branch a little bit. That's just giving you some sense of place, and that's a good thing. Okay, that looks great. And now let's go ahead and fill in the other side. I'm gonna grab my bigger brush again. Other bird here, a little bit more green. Little yellow in there, gotta match that color. Okay, and again, I have my medium-sized brush for the bigger areas, like so. Super cute. Now I'm telling you, this, whenever you're painting animals or anything with a face, a lot of times it looks not right until you add that face on. So right now, we're just focusing on the shapes. And this shape is looking good because I have my heart lined up here. So I know that's what I want. And I know that once we get the details on this bird, or both these birds, they're gonna look a lot more like birds. Okay, filling it out all the way out to the sketch line. My goodness, so cute. And I'm again downgrading to my smaller brush to fill in the smaller areas. Doing my best to color match each section and create a nice smooth line. This is very much like illustration type work, so I have a very tiny brush that I'm working with today for this sort of cartoony type effect that we're gonna get here with some black outlines and whatnot. So very seemingly detailed painting. However, it's very forgiving. That's why I wanted to do a cartoon version of these lovebirds. I actually did a more realistic version first, but I got really involved into it. And I was like, this would probably be an hour long, and it would be very tricky, and if you messed up any line, it's not gonna look how you like. So I decided to make this cartoon version instead. Okay, now I'm gonna rinse my brush. I'm going to fill in the faces of my adorable little birds here. And I'm going to use a red-orange. I'm going to use my orange and red together and a little bit of white to make a peach color. Okay, that's maybe a little bit on the orange side. I want to have a little bit more red. There we go. That's right about it. And a little bit more white. Okay, you want a peach color, and you want it to be more orange than the red that we've been using, just so that it has a little bit of contrast. Okay, and then I'm just going to go in here and very carefully bring that color to the green. Careful not to blend it, and if you start to pull it up like I just did there, just let go. Try not to pull it all the way into the face. You can go back and correct that a little bit later, but we want to try to stay as clean as we can as we fill this in. Okay, like so. Getting these main shapes filled in. Looking good. Pulling up a little bit of green there too. Being careful, taking our time. We don't want to see our sketch line anymore. Make sure that these transitions here are seamless as possible. So that green is gonna go right up and just kiss that red or orange. It's a red-orange. Okay, and then we have sort of curved faces here to the front, but these guys are gonna be right smooching right there. So I'm gonna have kind of a smooth line here at the bottom, but then kind of curved in the other way there because his face is smooshing against his little mate there. So cute. Okay, that's looking good. Okay, look at that, 2 halves of the heart. That's exactly what I was going for. I'm very pleased. Okay, let's add a little bit of different colors there while our paint is wet, just so we can have a little bit of wet on wet blending. I'm gonna take a little bit of white here. I'm gonna make a lighter green. I'm gonna do a few things in the green sections of my bird. So mixing that up there, and then on the top part here, I'm just gonna add a few little highlights. You could do this with your small brush as well, but I'm really comfortable with this medium-sized brush. And we're just gonna add a few highlights kind of around each area like so to break it up and make it not just this one solid green. A little bit of feather action, okay, is what we're going for here. Super cute. Very nice. Okay, just a little bit. And I'm gonna rinse my brush and do the same kind of thing in our little faces. So a little bit of white. I think I'm actually gonna work with like almost pink here, so pretty light. I'm gonna go just on the outside, like so, to kind of frame it and make it look so cute. And then maybe there at the bottom as well, just a tiny bit. Okay, very cute. I'm feeling it, it's looking good. All right, now let's add the little feet of our birds. And then we're gonna go back to the branch and work on that a little bit while we let those main colors dry. And when we come back, we're gonna add all the little final details that's really gonna pull everything together. So I'm gonna grab some gray now. It's gonna be the same color as my branch. And I'm gonna add the feet. The feet are just gonna be 3 little lines. Actually, let's go 1 pinch darker so that we can see here. A little bit of a darker gray. So 3 little lines, boop, 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 and boop, 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 right next to each other, coming down onto the branch. Okay, and actually, I'm seeing that we need to bring this guy a tiny bit down, so I'm just gonna do a little quick adjustment and take my medium-sized brush. I wanna bring this green all the way to my branch, otherwise his legs are gonna look too long, or his feet rather, all the way there to the branch. I want to take it. There we go. That's better. Medium or a tiny brush again. Dark gray, making sure I don't have any drips. And then let's go right here. 1, 2, 3. And right next door, 1, 2, 3. Super cute. Just gonna make sure that those are filled in and are thick enough with that first base color. Really coming together already, everyone. I'm really liking this. Okay, now let's go into our branch again. And we're gonna do highlights and shadows in here. I'm kind of already seeing that I might need some clean white. I kind of try to bring some away from the other colors there. And with this white, I'm gonna come in here and add some highlights. You can also have a little bit of gray on your brush too to kind of help you blend. But just some highlights through the branch. We're gonna start to get kind of more of a 3D effect. Okay, through the middle here too. Just a few lines here and there. Very pretty, and like so. You don't want to be really super exact with this. It's more of an effect. But with this part, we actually do want to outline. So now I'm going to take my black and I'm going to go around each of these little areas. And this is really what's going to pull the painting together and make everything also look cartoony is the technical term there. Cartoonish, cartoon-like. Little outlines around each area here. Really trying to be light with our hand, and that's where this really teeny tiny brush comes in handy. We're just outlining our branch here, everybody. I have a pretty smooth branch today. It looks a little bit more whimsical, but if you wanted to do a little bit more realistic of a branch, you could just kind of add a little bit more wiggly texture. They both look good. Okay, bringing that outline all the way off the side of the canvas there. See, I'm still getting a pretty thick line for such a small brush, really. Okay, and I'm kind of leaving the outline of my bird alone for now. Just focusing on that branch, going in between areas as needed. Okay, a little bit of water as always in your paint makes everything go nice and smooth. You want a sort of ink-like consistency here. And that side looks good, so I'm just bringing it right over to the other side to do the same kind of thing. Okay, right underneath my bird is where you want it, sitting on that branch. Okay. So cute, and the colors so vibrant. Okay. If you are painting along today, I would love to see your art. And I've created a Facebook group called the Art Club for my students to share their art. If you'd like to join us over there, check the description box below. There's a link that'll take you right there. Completely free to join. You just gotta have a Facebook. Okay. And we are pretty much done now with our little whimsical branch. That's looking very cute. You can add any other white or gray that you think it may need. And then we're gonna kind of move on from that area. Okay. It's looking good. One last little black outline over here. Okay. That looks so cute. Now let's go back into our birds and we're going to do some outlining. And this is, again, really going to bring everything together. So I just have a little bit of watered down black. Making sure I have enough. And rolling my brush in that paint to make the brush come to a nice point. And I think I'm going to start with outlining their little heart-shaped faces. Okay, and kind of accentuating that heart shape. That's kind of the inspiration behind the painting today. I love lovebirds. And I thought, you know, what would be cute is if their little faces made two different sides of a heart. So that was my idea today. Nice, graceful lines. Gonna come here and go right over those little tops of their feet. Outlining the little tail feather area. Making sure to keep plenty of green still. Don't want to get too thick with my black line. Okay, looks super cute. And then the top of the head, you could go from the top down too, is another good way, but I'm not one for exact science or strict rules in art. I think that's one of the benefits of art, is there really are no rules. Okay, there we go. Like so, leaving the face kind of for last. We will address that in a minute, don't worry. Okay, now I'm gonna take that black and go right onto my other bird. Same idea. We're actually already at the home stretch of today's painting. And I'm trying to be as careful as I can. This is definitely the most exact step. And that's why I brought in the big guns, or the small guns, I suppose, with this teeny tiny brush. Very small, really been fun. This also works as a watercolor brush, which I like to do as well. And that's kind of one of the benefits also of acrylic materials, is that you can use them for watercolors as well. So keep that in mind. Okay, we're just outlining the outside here. It's okay if some areas get a little bit thick. It's all fine. Okay, there we go. Little tail feathers. Like so. Okay, we're gonna do a few lines on the inside of these little sections of our birds as well. And that's also gonna add a lot of depth and sort of understanding and clarity here. Gotta make sure and do his little face. So cute. Lovebirds are terrific pets. If you get just one, they will actually bond to you, which was, I only had just one lovebird when I was a little kid, and he did bond to me, and he was so cute. Oh my gosh, love that bird. Would fly around, had free reign of the apartment, and would sort of fly around and run after bare feet and try to nip your toes. And he would sing at the top of his lungs and cruise around on your shoulder or on your head, jump on your hand. So cute. I'm just gonna take a little bit of green and go into this little tail feather area that I'm seeing that needs it, just because, little correction there. Okay, this is looking so cute. I'm gonna take my black. I'm going to outline their little feet so you can see them nice and clear. Okay, and then I'm gonna do little lines right where their feet would sort of indent into their little bellies. Okay, like so. Little shadows on either side here. And then little hash marks right where feet would meet the belly. And I'm gonna do a little brush stroke for the wing. I think I'll go from right about there. And then the same idea over here. Super cute. There we go. Okay, and I think we're ready to go into the face area. This is a little bit nerve-wracking. I'm gonna start with their little noses, and their noses are gonna be upside down triangles. I'm gonna start on the right here. And I'm gonna do a little triangle like so. And then the top part, I'm gonna do two little eyes that are just little curves. And then at the very end here, if you bring them up just a tiny bit, it sort of creates like a smile with the eyes effect. Okay, super cute. All right, and now I'm gonna do the other one. Same idea, I'm gonna do the nose first. Like so, and here's where their personality really comes out. And a little bit wider set eyes for this bigger guy. Okay. like so. And again, just a little bit of a curve out is gonna create a little smile with the eyes there. And this one just goes and disappears off the side, and that's fine. Okay, that's super cute. Let's take a little bit of yellow, mix it with some white, and fill in their little noses with some bright yellow. And we can actually come back and add a second coat if we need to. A lot of times yellow is just not very opaque, so it just needs an extra second to dry, and usually 2 coats. So that's the first coat there, just a little triangle, and then little rosy cheeks. I think are so cute. So I'm gonna take some red, mix it with some white, and just make a quick pink. I'm just gonna do 2 little circles for their adorable little cheeks. And this is actually more of a parakeet type feature, but I just thought it was really cute to add. So we're gonna do it. I tried it and I was like, it's cartoon land. Doesn't have to be exact. And I just thought that since we have like one solid color and no gradations or anything in that little red section, that a little circle to be the highlight in there would be super cute. So I tried it out and I thought it looked good. So we're going with it today. And then same idea over here. Little circle like so. And there would be some that we could see a little peekaboo on that side as well. That one's face got a little bit smooshed, but he's still cute. I think I'm gonna take a little bit of this kind of red orange and just bring that face out a little bit further. Kind of finessing this as needed with my small brush. Okay, yeah, that looks cute. All right, and now a little bit of white here and there. Take some white here. I'm gonna go at the top part of the head, like so, kind of accentuating the curves of the shape. And I'm gonna go right in here with that little wing area. A few little brush strokes on the outside, in the face there, and then in the little feet as well. Okay, super cute. Top part of the head, in the face a little bit. Kind of every little section, breaking it up. Inside here of our little wing. And on the outside edges here. Cute. How adorable. Can't wait to see everyone's versions of this. Make sure and join the art club so that I can see. They're gonna be so cute. Okay. All right, now I'm gonna take a little bit of red. I'm gonna do a little piece de la resistance here, which is gonna be 2 little hearts coming up. One from each side, like so, and then like so. And then just fill those in with that red. You can use your medium-sized brush if you'd prefer. That new tiny brush has taken a little bit of getting used to. Just working with so much less paint on the brush itself. Okay, and I don't like to outline these hearts. I just think red by themselves looks really pretty. Okay, I think that looks really cute. That is all the instruction that I have for everyone today. I hope you enjoyed today's painting. Let me know what you thought of it in the comments section below. Happy Valentine's Day, and until next time, stay creative.